dog trainers. Your dog training business isn't stuck because you're a bad dog trainer. I am sure you are a phenomenal dog trainer. You can train dogs upside down in your sleep. You can fix a very aggressive dog to be a very kind and loving dog, but that's not the reason why it's stuck. And in this video, I'm going to be showing you why it's stuck and why I have clients, particularly one dog trainer who went to a new city, had no idea who anybody was, had no referrals. The whole city had no idea she existed, and how she went from being that to making $30,000 a month as a dog trainer in a new city. All right, and I'm going to be showing you exactly what is causing your dog training business to be stuck. Dog trainers, I want to share with you why your dog training business may be stuck, why it's not growing, and I'm going to tell you it's not because of your training. I am sure you're one of the best trainers in your area. You're a great dog trainer. You can train the dog in your sleep, upside down. You can make it do whatever you want, but you're just missing that one thing, and that one thing is costing you hundreds of thousands and thousands of dollars. And then you may be panicking, saying, "Okay, I'm not getting much money come in. Like something needs to, something needs to get fixed, right?" And that is attention and marketing. Okay, it's not your skill. It's not a skill problem, but it's more towards having the right attention and getting people's attention and having the marketing for that. Okay, so that's the reason why best dog trainers, they booked out months in advance, because they market like a pro. And it's so crazy because you don't need to be like a marketing expert whenever it comes to this. All you got to do is just how to get the attention and have the right processes in order to get clients. And listen, you're probably here watching the video saying, "Hey, this is not a problem. Word of mouth referrals are working really, really good for me." And if that's you, then great. I am happy for you. Okay. But I've seen so many dog trainers come, and we talked to so many trainers saying that, they were relying on word of mouth for more than 10 years. And all of a sudden their business started going down, 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 and they couldn't even make it go up, or they were just stuck. They couldn't, have record breaking months anymore. And while all the other dog trainers in their local area, all the other competitors were just going upset and they were growing. And it's because they didn't have the attention. They didn't have the marketing. And referrals are great. Don't get me wrong. I love referrals because they are the hottest, type of leads that can come in, but it gets to a point where it's either going to plateau, it's going to go down, it's inconsistent, it's not predictable, and you just won't know when the next client's going to come in. Okay. And that is not what I want from you. Like, I want you to be able to fix this problem right now, so that way you don't have to go to that. Okay. So how is it that you can market like a pro? All right. Well, there's this awareness that you have to get. You have to get people's interest. Then after that you book them, and then they become a client. So I'm going to show you a whole breakdown and exactly how that works. All right. Just because without attention, without marketing, you're not going to be able to do this. Okay. So so let's say, for example, paid ads. Okay. Paid ads is one of the best things. I'm just going to tell you right now. It's one of the best ways to get attention and the best way to market. And yes, we have old school marketing like radios. We have old school marketing like, billboards, magazines, what else? Like flyers, business cards. And yes, those are great, but they're not where people are at. They're not where people are paying the most attention to. Okay. So let's say, for example, you were to ask a random 10 people out in the street saying, "Hey, how many of you guys still read magazines? Hey, how many of you guys saw an ad when was the last time you guys saw an ad on a billboard? When was the last time, someone handed you a flyer?" And usually what happens with the flyers, they just throw it out, right? I'm pretty sure that, the majority of the people are going to say either, that they haven't. They're not. Maybe one person or two person max are actually going to raise their hand and say like, "Yeah, that's me." But if you were to ask those exact same 10 people, or even random 10 people, "Hey, how many of you guys are on social media?" I bet you 9 out of 10 people are going to say, "Yes, I am." All right. So that is where we want to put the intention. That is where the majority of the tension is at. So it's like, why don't we leverage that in order to get the word out of our business, right? So let's say, for example, I'm going to show you. All right. Don't judge my art. All right. I just want to give you a visualization. Some people call me Picasso because of my art. I know they're just mocking me, but that's fine. So let's say, for example, we have your ad, okay, and or a post. Let's say, for example, and then you're on social media, and then you just post something, but you only get very little hits. Very little people actually see that, right? Doesn't matter if you have a big following, like, it's still a very small percentage of people actually see that. So how do you fix that, right? Well, you're watching this video right now is because I'm leveraging paid ads in order to
in order for you to see this video, right? So I'm bringing the awareness out. I'm using that platform to do that, either being like Instagram, Facebook, or sometimes even YouTube. You're able to see all of this stuff, right? So whenever you add paid ads to local targeting, it is game over. Just because, let's say for example, you live in San Diego, right? Now you place an ad in San Diego. Now you're reaching people who live in San Diego. You're reaching people who have own dogs. You have people who have dogs with a problem. You're let's say for example, your biggest clientele are dog owners from the age of 30 to 50. Now you're getting your ad to be shown to them, right? So now you're getting the awareness out and you're targeting the right people, versus posting an ad on a magazine and hoping that a dog owner from the age of 35 and 50 actually see your ad. So that is the number one way. It's just we call it traffic, bringing traffic to your ad. Okay, so now what makes a good ad? All right, so first things first, one of the things that you do not want to do is you do not want to advertise your main offers from the very beginning. If, let's say for example, that your core offer, your main offer is a board and train and it costs $3,000, you don't want to place an ad, advertising for a $3,000 board and train. The reason why you don't want to do that is because people have no idea who you are, which is something that we're fixing, but people have no idea who you are, but people don't trust you. They have no idea what you're gonna, what you're going to do to them and their dog to be able to fix that problem. You're not providing any value first. So getting someone to buy from you for like invest $3,000 in a boarding train is nearly impossible, right? And that's the reason why I see a lot of trainers or a lot of people in general, business owners, try to run their first ad. They're running ads to a core offer, but they're not getting any hits because they're not providing enough value and there's no trust. So people who has never heard of you are not going to invest $30,000 on you if they don't have that kind of trust, right? So how do we fix that? So we like to offer something that is called like a free transformation session, a free consultation, a free evaluation, whatever it is. But we want to offer something for free. We call this, in marketing terms, a lead magnet. So we want to offer something like that, right? So let's say, for example, for simple terms, we like to use transformation session, but because everyone here uses, or the majority of everyone uses evals, I'm just going to use evals, all right? So we're offering a free eval. We're targeting people in San Diego, the right people. We're bringing attention, and we're targeting people offering this free eval. All right, let's say for example, people who actually have a problem, have a dog, and they they're interested, they're going to click on this page right here. So here's another tip. We do not like using websites to run traffic to. We don't like to run paid ads to websites. The reason is because there's just too many distractions and a confused mind says no. So when I mean too many distractions, it means like there's so many different pages on a website, there's so much information. So what we want to do is like we want to offer something, something straight to the point, and the main objective of this page right here, we call it a funnel page, is that we want to offer a free eval, right? And in return for this eval, we're going to need their name, email, and phone number, okay? So now we're getting people's attention. Not only are we getting people's attention, but we're getting people's information, all right? Something that you cannot really do when it comes to running, those traditional advertising. So once you get people's contact information, it goes into a next page where here, one of the things that we like to do is like, we like to put a calendar here. And the whole main objective of this calendar is not for the free eval, okay? Very important, is not for the free eval, but it's to schedule, we call it an initial call. And this initial call is to fact find the lead to make sure that they're even qualified to meet them, meaning that make sure that they have a dog, make sure that they have a problem, make sure that you can be a solution to that problem. Because let's say, for example, if you're a trainer that does not specialize in aggression, you do not want to work with the super aggressive dog, like that can be dangerous. So you just want to fact find people, and you want to make sure that they can afford your services, make sure that they're not like on disability or just plain broke. And this is where you start qualifying your people. And the whole objective of fact finding is if that lead is qualified, then you book them for this free evaluation, okay? And in this in free evaluation, you guys already know what you guys do. You normally, you don't really change anything here, just little small details. But the whole thing here is that you just want to provide as much value and stack value and show them the value that you can provide and show them how you can be the solution to their problem. And if you can do that successfully, then now this person becomes a client, and then you're happy, they're happy, their dog is happy, and then bam. So it's like, this is the process that you go from, from getting someone to, like, never heard of you to buy from you. And this is exactly how our dog trainers are absolutely crushing it, making $20,000 months, $30,000 months. And we had this one trainer, and this is how this further proves this process, that we had this one trainer that moved to a new city, so had no referrals, nobody knew who she was. All right. And she was new to the area. And thanks to paid ads, to, getting, attention, the right attention and the right marketing, we were able to get people to go to her free transformation session, go to the page, from there become a lead, book an appointment. And then from here, we want to fact find them to see they actually are, qualified, because we do not want to meet with everyone. We just want to meet with serious people and not curious people, meet them in person. And then from here, close the client. And this is the process of it. And it all starts right here. All right. It all starts right here, because without this, you're not going to be able to get none of this. Like, you're not going to be able to get none of this without this very first part. And that is getting attention, and that is having the right market.